Namaskaraha. Vandedam madavaranendravadanam madbhagadheyakritim shundadandasuchalanena jagatam mayantarayamayan vidravya pranati prasanna hridayo yonukta eva swayam rakshatyanvahamatmanoti virudam vaidyesha putrabhidham. Yes, this is the... There's some other way I can maximize this or something. Okay. So before we start, I wanted to mention about the names. I could not get much time to refer different sources about the names Karataka, Damanaka and Pingalaka, but based on what someone mentioned in the class yesterday, that in Arthur Ryder's book, the jackals, their names are, it is translated as Cheek and Victor, I think, and the lion is called Lion Rusty. Okay. I was just going to, I could just go through that. So what I think for now is the word Karataka. Karataka refers to, there are different meanings that are available in the dictionary for the word Karataka. It refers to a crow. It refers to a degraded Brahmana, a fallen Brahmana, and the cheek portion of the elephant is also known as Karata. Yeah, so that is why Sri Arthur Ryder has probably translated Karataka as cheek. Okay, and Damanaka is a victor, and that is quite straightforward. Damanaka means the one who does Damana, that is the one who subdues, the one who overpowers is Damanaka. So he is translated as victor. And Pingala, the color is somewhat reddish brown or reddish yellow type color. Okay, so and the color of rust is also the same. That is why he has translated Pingalaka as a rusty. And I think it can also be extended in this way. This is just a figment of my imagination. I have not referred to any other book, so I don't know if it is even a proper explanation. But I was thinking that Karataka, according to Panchatantra, it is Damanaka who is the ideal proactive person who should be emulated, not Karataka. Okay, so Karataka is probably someone who is just whining. Okay, and he's probably like a fallen Brahmana. Probably author wants to say that, so Brahmanas are Niti Shastrajñas. If you say that, so he is a fallen Niti Shastrajña whose Niti is not to be taken into consideration, while the way of Damanaka is what is promoted or is preferred by the author. We can understand it like that, maybe. Okay, just something that crossed my mind. And also, Lion Rusty, okay, Pingalaka, he is someone who probably was very fine sometime and is now rusty. Okay, so now he has somehow lost his power because of lack of good counsel, which Damanaka hopes to provide in the text. So maybe it makes sense that way. So if you have any of your, with what you think, if you have some other explanations, we'll be very happy to listen to them. And meanwhile, maybe if I get some more time, maybe this week, I can refer to a few other books. I will see if there are any explanations offered by other authors. Right. So, yes, I think now we can do a quick punaravartana and proceed with today's verses. Karatakaha aha tatra gatva kim bhavan tavat pratham vakshati. I think we saw all this yesterday. As I think this was the previous week's class. Yeah, we started from Dvijihva yesterday. Dvijihva krura karmano nishtash chidranusarinaha duratopihi pashyanti rajano bhujaga iva. So just like serpents, the kings are double-tongued, and krura karmanaha, evildoers, merciless people, anishtaha, Chidranusarinaha, always insert chidranveshanam kurvanti, fault finders. And duratopihi pashyanti, they can sense danger from far. Duratopihi pashyanti rajanaha bhujaga iva. Swalpamapyapakurvanti yebhishtahi mahipatehe te vanhaviva dahyante patangaha papachetasaha. Swalpamapyapakurvanti, those who attempt to do even who disrespect the king, even in a slight manner, very light disrespect, dishonor, even that is not tolerated by the king. Tadrishaha abhishtaha, even if they are going to be very close to the king and liked by the king, vanhau patangaha iva papte papachetasaha dahyante, they are burned like a moth in fire, fallen in fire. Duraroham padam rajnyam sarvaloka namaskritam swalpena pyapakarena brahmanyamiva dushyati. So like the elevated position of a brahmana, the position of a king is also duraroha, very difficult to ascend to, and is respected by everyone in the world, and that does not tolerate even slightest disrespect. It is defiled with very little dishonor, or seemingly dishonorable act will also be taken as an apakara. Duraradhya shriyorajñam durapa dushparigrahaha tishtantyapa ivadhare chiramatmani samsthitaha. Rajñam shriyaha, the prosperity of the king, usually unattainable, even if attained, very difficult to contain and multiply, and hence difficult to please. Even then, atmani samsthitaha apahai adhare iva chiram tishtanti. They can be sustained for a long period of time by someone who has a very fine resolute. Okay, a very fine person, a dhritiman person, can multiply the wealth and retain it for a long time, the way water is contained in a reservoir for a very long time. Damanakaha aha satyametat param kintu yasya yasya hi yobhavas tena tena samacharit. So all this is told by Karataka, that Rajnya Rajas are difficult to please and etc. So Damanaka says, I agree. I'm not saying it is very easy, but yasya yasya hi yobhavas tena tena samacharet anupravishya medhavi kshipramatma vashamnai. So of course it is not an easy task, but what is the, so if somebody is medhavi, he is very intelligent, he can easily find a way to enter the heart of the king and bring him under his control, please him immediately. So for this, one has to adopt the bhava of the king. Whatever is the bhava of the king, in accordance with that, a medhavi acts and in no time sways the mind of the king. Bhardushchittanuvartitvam suvrittanchanujivinam rakshasaschapi grihyante nityam chandanuvartibhihi. Anujivinam bhartuhu chittanuvartitvam suvrittam. What is the ideal conduct of an anujivi? To follow the heart of the bharta. And nityam chandanuvartibhihi rakshasaha api grihyante. Even extremely powerful, very cruel rakshasas are pleased, are brought under control by sevakas who are nitya chandanuvartis, who always follow the orders of the master. So by doing that, even rakshasas can be brought under control. Ordinary things are not a big deal. Sarushi nripe stuti vachanam tadabhimate prema tadvishit veshaha taddanasya chishamsa amantratantram vashikaranam. So what is the way to bring a king under one's control? That is to please the king without any mantra tantra. Amantra tantram vashikaranopayam kim iti chet nripe sarushi stuti vachanam. The king is angry, you praise him. Tad abhimate prema, whoever is abhimata to the king, whoever is respectable to the king, whoever is close to the king, liked by the king, show care, show love towards them. Tadvishit dveshaha, whoever is not liked by the king, you also treat him in the same way. Have dvesha towards him. Tad danasya shamsacha, and praise his dana, whatever he gives. Be grateful for it and express your gratitude. Amantra tantram vashikaranam. Karatakaha aha yadyevam abhimatam tarhi shivaste panthanas santu yathabhilashitam anushtiyatam. So if this is your idea, if this is what you want to proceed with, then may your roads be auspicious. Shivaste panthanas santu. Yathabhirashitam anushtiyatam. So you may do what you like. Sopi pranamya pingalabhimukham pratasthe. And Damanaka, he started moving towards Pingalaka. Sopi pranamya, having prostrated to Karataka. So he does not want to, develop enmity towards Karataka or anything. So that is another nice thing to learn from Damanaka. See, as much cruel or, very shrewd he is, he does not, he has a very nice way to tackle Karataka. And you see the kind of patience that he has. He has immense patience, and despite repeated putting down and discouragement from the side of Karataka, he has managed to convince Karataka and then take leave of him in such a way that even Karataka is convinced. No, Karataka is not upset with Damanaka, and in fact Karataka says that okay, fine, you are able to win and do something good for the family, for the Kula, it will be great. I will also be your beneficiary. Okay, so it's a fine lesson to be learned by Damanaka. We can think of Damanaka as a young person who is very adventurous, who wants to explore things in life, and we have Karataka, the older guy, who always wants to take calculated risk and is not so adventurous. So this is a fine lesson for young people to deal with Karataka-like people who are, after all, well-wishers. But if they stand in the way of exploration or adventure, they have to be taken care of and dealt with in a fine manner. They have to be, their opinion has to be validated, and it has to, the way Damanaka responds to Karataka, we know that Damanaka is not ignoring Karataka, right? So he is accommodating his viewpoint, and yet he is trying to convince Karataka in a nice way, and extremely patient he has been. So finally, he seems to have won the heart of Karataka. So Karataka blesses him now. Shivaste panthanas santu. Yathabhilashitam anushtiyatam. So you may do what you want to do, and you have my blessings. So api pranamya. So prostrating to Karataka, he leaves. Pingalabhimukham pratasthe. So he started moving towards Pingalaka. अथागच्छन्तं दमनकमालोक्य पिङ्गळकः द्वास्थमब्रवीत् अपसार्यतां वेत्रलता अयमस्माकं चिरन्तनो मन्त्रिपुत्रो दमनकः अव्याहतप्रवेशः तत्प्रवेश्यतां द्वितीयमण्डलभागी. Now, seeing this Damanaka who is approaching towards him, Pingalaka tells the doorkeeper, so please remove the vetralata, do not block him with your vetradanda. Ayamasmakam chirantanaha mantriputraha. So he is a familiar person to me. Long time the mantri's putra he is, Damanaka. He has unrestricted entry. Avyahata praveshaha. Tat praveshyatam. So let him enter, make him enter. And he is Dvitiya Mandala Bhagi. He deserves a place in the Dvitiya Mandala. Saha yathavadi bhavaniti. Saha dvasthaha. The doorkeeper says, as you have told, avadit bhavaniti. अथोपसृत्य दमनकः निर्दिष्टे आसने पिङ्गलकं प्रणम्य प्राप्तानुज्ञः उपविष्टः स तु तस्य नखकुलिशालङ्कृतं दक्षिणपाणिम् उपरि दत्त्वा मानपुरस्सरमुवाच अपि शिवं भवतः कस्मात् चिरादृष्टोऽसि. Coming near, Damanakah निर्दिष्टे आसने पिङ्गलकं प्रणम्य प्राप्तानुज्ञः उपविष्टः. So having obtained anugnya, permission from Pingalaka, so he sits on his designated seat. Nirdishte asane upavishtaha. Pingalakaha tasya nakhakulishaalankritam dakshinapani. So he raises his right hand, right paw, okay, that is adorned with thunderbolt-like nails. Nakhakulisha alankritam dakshinapani uparidatva manapurassaram. Respectful tone, he says, Api Shivam Bhavataha, are you doing good? Are you fine? Tasmat Chira Drishtosi, why is it that I see you after a very long time today? What brings you here? दमनकः आह यद्यपि न किञ्चित् देवपादानाम् अस्माभिः प्रयोजनं तदपि भवतां प्राप्तकालं वक्तव्यं यतः उत्तम मध्यम अधमैः सर्वैरपि राज्ञां प्रयोजनम्. So now Damanaka says, so he knows now that he has the confidence of the king, and he speaks. Yadyapi nakinchit devapadanam asmabhih prayojanam. So we know very well that you do not find any use in us. Tadapi bhavatam praptakalam vaktavyam yataha uttama madhyama adhamaihi sarvairapi rajñam prayojanam. So it is to be brought to your attention now. It is time that it is brought to your attention that you have to know uttama madhyama adhama. You have three kinds of people. You have put people into three categories. That is fine. But you seem to be thinking that only the uttamas will be of use to you and only they will save you at times of trouble and things like that. But it is not true. Uttama madhyama adhamaihi sarvairapi rajñam prayojanam bhavishyati. So everybody is useful to the Raja in some way. This you seem to have missed. You have to know this. And I have come to remind you of that. So we'll start with this verse. Dantasya nishkoshanakena nityam karnasya kanduyanakena vapi trunena karyam bhavatishvarana kimangavaghastavatanarena. Dantasya nishkoshanakena nityam karnasya kanduyanakena vapi trunena karyam bhavatishvarana kimangavaghastavatanarena. What is the Devapadana? Devapadaha. Devapadaha, it's a sign of respect. Acharya Padaha. We say Bhagavat Padacharyaha. Bhagavat Padaha. Sign of respect, your majesty. If you're going to translate into English, it just refers to, you cannot address the line as, oh, okay, rusty. Can't say that, right? So, Devapadaha, Ishvara, O King, O my Lord, majesty. Ishvarana and I'm sorry, I wanted to mention something and I think I lost my way. And it is like directly referring to the feet of the person. So it is directly referring to the feet of the Deva, just to express your respect. Deva Pada. Okay. So Ishvarana Nityam Dantasya Nishkoshanakena Trunena. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. I'm losing my way here. So I forgot the order. We'll do the Sandhi Cheda and then go there. Dantasya Nishkoshanakena Nityam Karunasya Kanduyanakena Va Api Trunena Karyam Bhavati Ishvarana Kim Anga Vag Hastavata Narayana. So there's a Sandhi here. Vag Hastavata. So it is actually Vag Hastavata. Vag Hastavata. Bhavishyat. Now, what is the intent of this verse here? Ishvarana. So Ishvaraha are people who are in a very high position, powerful people. Ityartha. Ishvarana Nityam Dantasya Nishkoshanakena Trunena Karunasya Kanduyanakena Trunena Va Api Karyam Bhavati. So what was the previous thing that he mentioned? He said that even Uttama, Madhyama, Adhamas, all three categories of people are useful to the king. So he's taking the example of a blade of grass, a straw. Okay. So even that can be useful to Ishwaras. So very powerful people, but a toothpick would be useful even to the most powerful person, right? Similarly, an earbud to clean the ear wax. Okay. So Truna, a blade of grass, can be useful in this way, and even a great king, a person in a position of in a very high position will not say that I don't need this, right? I don't need Nishkoshana. I don't need a toothpick. I don't need an earbud. He cannot say. Right. So Ishvarana Nityam, always. Dantasya Nishkoshanakena. So something that removes the dirt in your teeth. A toothpick. Trunena. Tadrishena Trunena. So a blade of grass that can be used as a toothpick. Similarly, Karnasya Kanduyanakena Trunena. So trinena, blade of grass that can be used as a kandu yanaka, okay, to clean your earwax. Api karyam bhavati. Tadrishena trinena ishwaranam api karyam bhavati. There is something that even a blade of grass can offer to the most powerful person. Vag hastavata narena kimanga. So what can be told about somebody who, about a man, what can a man not do? Okay, narena, kidrishena narena, vag hastavata. So a man is blessed with the power of speech and he has hands. Okay, so he has other limbs and he's a much better being than a blade of grass. If a blade of grass can be useful, can a man not be useful to such a big person? Vag hastavata narena kimanga. So kimanga is an expression. Okay, it is in the use in the sense of what else. Okay. So in Tamil it is equivalent to enkolo. Okay, so we see such phrases in Tamil padyas, right? So enkolo. So it is the, it is similar to that. Kimanga. What can be told of a man who is blessed with speech and hands? Can he not be useful? Can he not serve the king? It is the idea. I hope it is clear. Tatha vayam devapadanam anvayagata bhritya apatsvapi prishtagamino yadyapi swamadhikaram nalabhamahe tathapi devapadanam etadyuktam na bhavati. So we'll do the cheda now. Tatha vayam devapadanam anvaya agataha bhrityaha apatsu api prishthagaminaha yadyapi swam adhikaram nalabhamahe tathapi devapadanam etad yuktam na bhavati. So he says, so he has made a point, no, that even a blade of grass can be useful, and hence vayam, he is referring to his kula, okay, or he can refer to himself also in plural. In any way you can take. Vayam devapadanam anvayagataha bhrityaha. So we belong to the class of sevakas paramparena agataha. We have a traditional, we have a lineage, and our entire lineage has been serving you. Devapadanam anvayagataha bhrityaha, not a bhritya who has been suddenly recruited. Okay, he has a strong lineage. Okay, so there is a lineage, and we have our sampradaya to our to come to our rescue. And despite that, and not only are we anvayagataha bhrityaha, apatsu api prishthagaminaha, and we have not left you at times of trouble, even though you have not given us the right position. We have still not left you. We have not abandoned you. Apatsu api, even in difficult times, prishthagaminaha, we are your anuyayis. Vayam anuyayinaha eva. Apatsu api bhavatam anukaranam kuruvantaha smaha iti vadati. Yadyapi, but despite all this, swam adhikaram nalabhamahe, we do not get what is due to us. Swam adhikaram nalabhamahe tathapi devapadanam etad yuktam na bhavati. See, I do not care that I am not getting my due place. I just want to remind you that this does not befit you. Devapadanam etad yuktam na bhavati. Kutaha uktancha. Sthaneshveva niyoktavya bhrityascha bharanani cha nahi chudamanif pade prabhavamiti badhyate. Sthaneshveva niyoktavya bhrityascha bharanani cha nahi chudamanif pade prabhavamiti badhyate. Sthaneshu eva niyoktavyaha bhrityaha cha abharanani cha nahi chudamanihi pade prabhavami iti badhyate. So he is reminding the king of his duties. So what should a king do? He has to know to appoint the right people in the right place. If he does not know, he is not a fine king. So he says, Bhrityaha abharanani cha sthaneshu eva niyuktavyaha. So all sevakas have to be put in the right place, like abharanas, like jewels. Bhrityaha abharanani cha sthaneshu, in right place. Eva niyuktavyaha. They have to be appointed. They have to be put, placed only in the right place. Prabhavami iti chudamanihi padena badhyate. He says, just because it is possible to do, I can do. Prabhavami aham etat karma kartum prabhavami iti chintayitva. Just because I think that this is accomplishable and just because this is doable, chudamanihi pade badhyateva. Can someone tie the chudamani in one's feet? Okay, will that adorn the feet? It is a joke, right? So chudamani has its own appropriate place. So a chudamani should not be tied in the feet, right? So, but it is possible to tie the chudamani there. Okay, but just because it is possible, one does not do that. Similarly, just because you can appoint somebody to a position without evaluating his credentials, if you have appointed, that does not befit you. That does not make a great king out of you. That is what he wants to remind. Bhrityaha abharanani cha sthaneshu niyoktavyaha yataha. And why is this very important? Why is this important for the king? So see, it is a nice way he is taking his dialogue ahead. Okay, so Damanaka is not just interested in blaming Pingalaka, because if he is just going to blame Pingalaka, that's all. Pingalaka will finish him off. Okay, he still has the power to do that. So he's also giving the reason as to why is it that a king must take utmost care in appointing ministers after having evaluated their credentials properly. Why? Anabhignyo gunanam yo nabhrityair anugamyate dhanadhyopi kulinopi kramayatopi bhupatihi. Anabhignyo gunam yo na Bhrityai anabhignyo gunanam yo na bhrityair anugamyate dhanadhyopi kulinopi kramayatopi bhupatihi. He has to do it for his own welfare. Otherwise, his own bhrityas will ditch him and leave him. Why? Yaha bhupatihi gunanam anabhignaha. Yaha raja Swasevakanam gunanam anabhignaha bhavati. Yaha swasevakanam gunan na janati. The one who is unaware of the qualities, good or bad, of his sevakas. That is, in order to give them appropriate jobs. If he does not know that, saha kadachit dhanadhyaha syat. He may be a very fine, wealthy king. Api kulinaha. Kulinaha api syat. He can be from a very fine family, a great family. Kramayataha api syat. He can have a very nice lineage. Okay. But does not matter. Saha bhrityaihi nanugamyate. He is not followed by his servants. His servants leave him at the first opportunity. So saha tadrishaha dhanadhyopi kulinopi kramayatopi bhrityaihi na anugamyate. So the bhrityas do not follow him. Okay. So that is very important, and that is why I am saying, Pingalaka, that you should know all this. And because you have slightly drifted away from all this, I have come to remind you of this, so that it is for your welfare, not for my welfare. So that is how he is presenting. Bhrityehi na anugamyate. Still, it looks like, yeah, he is criticizing, but he is not just criticizing. Right. So it is like a win-win thing. Of course, he is criticizing Pingalaka by saying that he missed him. He has ignored Damanaka for a long time and he seems to have all wrong people around him. It is fine. But why? Because such people will not support him at times of trouble. That is how he is presenting it. Right. So Kramayataha. See, Kramayata means even if one is born in a great kula. Okay. So, of course, that is his kula credential. He should have come in a proper way. That is, come to the throne in a proper way. Now, it is like he should not come to the throne, ascend the throne like Ashoka, let us say. It is said that Ashoka was not the proper heir to the throne. I think he killed his own half brother or brother or someone and then ascended the throne. Okay. So such a person is not Kramayata. Kramayata, who is somebody who comes in proper krama, who has the right to the throne and he rightfully occupies the throne. Such a person is a Kramayata. Hope it is clear. 100 brothers killed by Ashoka. Okay, I'm sorry, whatever it is. So Ashoka is not Kramayata. Okay, so somebody who is not, Rama is Kramayata. Okay, Kramayataha api. Even if he is going to have all these qualities, he is not followed by his sevakas. So, Uktancha asamai samiyamana samaischa parihiyamana satkaraha dhuricha yujyamanas tribhirarthapatim tyajati bhrutyaha asamai samiyamanas samaischa parihiyamana satkaraha dhuricha yujyamanaha tribhirarthapatim tyajati bhrutyaha. So he is giving further examples as to when will a sevaka abandon a king, when will a sevaka leave the king. There are three cases, he says. Tribhihi, etaihi, tribhihi karanaihi, bhrityaha arthapatim tyajati. Sorry again, forgot the sandhicheda here. Dhuricha ayujyamanaha tribhihi. Dhuricha ayujyamanaha tribhihi arthapatim tyajati bhrityaha. Arthapatim, Rajanam Bhrityaha Tyajati. When Asamaihi Samiyamanaha, when he is treated equally, okay, Samiyamanaha, he is treated equally with his asamas, with people who are not equal to him. Okay, so and they are treated in the same manner. This is a problem. No sevaka likes that. Okay. So he has to be treated according to his role in the hierarchy. Otherwise, a sevaka will get angry. Asamaihi samiyamanaha. And then samaishcha parihiyamana satkaraha. So, and then he is not rewarded. Okay. Samaihi cha parihiyamana satkaraha. Now, he does not get the same reward as that of his equals. Okay. Let us say there are 5 people occupying the same position in the hierarchy, and the king treats 3 people in one manner, 3 people are rewarded in a way, and the other 2 are not rewarded, let us say, and that is a problem for the other 2. Okay. So in the same level, somebody is getting a bonus, somebody is not getting a bonus. The person who is not getting the bonus will make his way to the next company. Samaischa parihiyamana satkaraha. Parihiyamana means his satkara is gradually reducing. Okay, he is losing respect among his equals. So his equals are being treated differently. That is also a problem. Dhuricha ayujyamanaha. And he does not get promotions. He does not get higher posts. Okay, or important tasks to be accomplished. He's not given any challenging role at all. That is a problem. Dhuricha ayujyamanaha. Okay. So these people, he is not employed in dhuri. Okay, dhuri means a higher position. Okay, so dhuricha ayujyamanaha, not employed in a higher role. Tribhihi, etaihi tribhihi karanaihi bhrityaha arthapatim tyajati. A sevaka leaves the king and looks for greener pastures. Yacha vivekataya raja bhrityan uttama padayogyan hina adhamasthane niyojayati nate tatraiva tishthanti sa bhupater dosho natesham uktancha yacha yatucha avivekitaya raja bhrityan uttama padayogyan hina adhamasthane niyojayati. न ते तत्र एव तिष्ठन्ति सः भूपतेः दोषः न तेषाम् उक्तञ्च. He says, yacha avivektaya, because of a loss of viveka, Raja Bhrityan, Uttama Padayogyan Bhrityan. So those sevakas who deserve a very high position, who deserve an Uttama category treatment, because of his own indiscretion, if a Raja is going to put them in Hina or Adhamasthana, in a fallen position, if he is not going to rightly evaluate his qualities and offer him an appropriate role, nate tatraiva tishtanti, then they will not stay there. Okay, they will not stay there. They will look for finer opportunities to move. Saha bhupatehe doshaha eva. So that if a Bhritya leaves a king in such a situation, that is on the king. That becomes the dosha of the bhupati, not the sevakas. Na tesham sevakanam dosho bhavishyati, parantu bhupater doshaha eva ayam. Uktancha. He is going with other examples. Kanaka bhushana sangrahano chito yadi manistrapuni pratibadhyate न सविरौति न चापि न शोभते भवति योजयितुर्वचनीयता. कनकभूषण संग्रहणोचितो यदि मणिस्त्रपुनि प्रतिबध्यते न सविरौति न चापि न शोभते भवति योजयितुर्वचनीयता. So कनक भूषण संग्रहण उचितः यदि मणिः त्रपुनि प्रतिबध्यते न सह विरौति न च अपि न शोभते भवति योजयितुः वचनीयता. So he says there is a money, okay, fine money. Saha manihi kidrishaha, fine gemstone, kanakabhushana sangrahana uchitaha. It is appropriate to be studded, okay, in a gold ornament. Okay. Kanakabhushana sangrahana. So it is very suitable to be studded in a gold ornament. Tadrishaha uttamaha manihi. So a very fine gemstone like that, yadi trapuni pratibadhyate. So let us say if somebody gets the idea to use such a money, okay, to be used in something made out of tin. Okay, trapu is tin or lead. It refers to something made of tin or lead. So if somebody gets, the idea to put that money in something that is made out of tin or lead, tarhi saha manihi na virauti. Okay, the money does not complain. Okay, it does not crib, na virauti, it does not complain. Nacha na shobhate api. It is not that the beauty of the money reduces. That also does not happen. Nacha na shobhate. Shobhate, na shobhate, ityapi na. Tatra yojayituhu vachaniyata bhavati. Okay, so all that so it is not appropriate. Okay, individually the qualities of the money is still fine and it is still fine only. The money individually is nice, but then the yojayita should know where to put it, right? Where to use it. So if a yojayita does not do that, then that is the fault of the yojayita. So yojayituhu vachaniyata bhavati. So he has to be reproached for that. So he has to be, it is his fault and not the fault of the money. Tatra yojayituhu eva vachaniyata bhavati. Yacha swam evam vadati chiradrishyate tadapi shruyata. And Swami has also mentioned that I am being seen after a very long time. Yacha Swami evam vadati chirat drishyate tadapi shruyata. You please listen to the reason for that as well. Savyadakshinayor yatra vishesho nasti hastayoho kastatra kshanamapyaryo vidyamana-gatir bhavet. Savyadakshinayor yatra vishesho nasti hastayoho Kastatra kshanamapyaryo vidyamana-gatir-bhavet. Savya dakshinayoho yatra visheshaha nasti hastayoho. Kaha tatra kshanam api aryaha vidyamana-gatihi bhavet. Some questions. Chudamani. Chudamani is an ornament that is worn on your head. Okay, it's used as some kind of a hair clip. It is okay. So you equate it to modern some kind of a thing that is used to decorate your hair. Virauti, complain. Yojayita. Okay. Yojayita, manager, administrator. Yojayita literally is a person who puts something in its place. Okay, yuj, it comes from the dhatu yuj only, to union, to unite something. Okay, probably it can be a modern day, let us say, a recruiter. Okay, so who knows the appropriate role and who is interviewing a candidate for, let us say, there is a certain skill set that is required for a particular role, and he is interviewing various people. He can be considered as a yojayita, one who will unite the person in need of a job with the right job. He is a yojayita. So yojayita is here the king, because he is making appointments personally. So a yojayita can be a recruiter. Okay. So savya dakshinayoho hastayoho yatra visheshaha nasti. So the place which does not differentiate between savya hasta and dakshina hasta. Dakshina panihi right hand, savya panihi, savya hastaha left hand. So where there is no difference between right hand and left hand. Okay. Savya dakshina hastayoho visheshaha yatra nasti. Arthat, the one who does not know to differentiate between the right person and the wrong person, the king who does not have this discriminatory attitude, tatra tasya rajasabhayam athava tasya samipe kaha vidyamana-gatihi aryaha kshanam api bhavet. Which respectable person will stay with such a king is what he is asking. Okay, kaha aryaha. Okay, kaha aryaha kshanam api tishthet. Okay, what kind of a respectable person even stays for a moment at such a place? And there is another visheshana that is mentioned. Vidyamana-gatihi aryaha. Vidyamana-gatihi. So he has other gatis. Okay, that is, he knows to approach other kings. Okay, so he has other options. Vidyama yasya samipe options bhavanti. Okay, so the one who knows for whom other options are available. If not this company, some other company. Okay, so which talented, respectable person will stay at a place where he is not respected? Okay, and the whole place does not differentiate between those who work and those who do not work, and those who are capable and those who are not capable. Who works in such a place? It's the idea. So Vyadakshina hastayoho yatra visheshaha yatra nasti tatra kaha vidyamana-gatihi aryaha kshanam api bhavet. Kache manirmanau kacho yasham buddhir vikalpate natesham sannidhau bhrityo nama matro pitisthati. Kache manirmanau kacho yasham buddhir vikalpate natesham sannidhau bhrityo nama matro pitisthati. Kache manihi manau kachaha yasham buddhihi vikalpate natesham sannidhau bhrityaha nama matro pitisthati. So again, this is a similar udaharana. He says, kacha is glass, mani is a gemstone. Okay, so yesham buddhihi kache manihi manau kachaha iti vikalpate. Okay, so those who understand yesham buddhihi, yesham ragnyam buddhihi kache manihi. So kache, in glass there is mani buddhi. Okay, and manau kachaha, and in a gemstone he thinks it is glass. So a king considers a glass to be gemstone and gemstone to be glass. Evam rupena yesham buddhihi bhavishyati tesham sannidhau tadrishanam rajñam sannidhau namamatraha api bhrityaha natishthyati. Even for namesake, a bhritya does not stay there. Okay, when a namesake bhritya does not stay in such a place where a king does not know to differentiate between glass and money. Okay, Savya Dakshina, Kacha Mani, all similar udaharanas where the idea is he does not know to differentiate between Uttama Gunas and Adhama Gunas. Parikshaka yatra na santi deshe na. Sorry. Parikshaka yatra na santi deshe narghanti ratnani samudrajani abhira deshe kila chandrakantam tribhirvaratair vipananti gopaha. Parikshaka yatra na santi deshe narghanti ratnani samudrajani abhira deshe kila chandrakantam tribhirvaratair vipananti gopaha. Again, same idea, different verse. See, yatra deshe, yasmin sthale. Tribhihi varataihi vipananti. No complicated sandhis here. Na arghanti tribhihi varataihi vipananti. Tavadeva. Yatra deshe, yasmin deshe. Parikshakaha nasanti. So the place which does not have good evaluators, good recruiters, good evaluators, tatra samudrajani ratnani na arghanti. In such a place, wonderful gemstones, okay, that are born out of samudras. Okay, samudrajani ratnani na arghanti. They are not evaluated properly. Their worth is not determined properly. Where yatra parikshakaha nasanti. Those places where fine evaluators, fine recruiters are not available. They do not know the value of the gemstones. They do not know to evaluate it. How? Gopaha Abhira Desha. Abhira Desha is the Pradesha where it's a village that is occupied, town or village that is mostly occupied by cowherds. Okay, cowherds. Gopaha, where Gopas occupy the place. Their Pradesha is called Abhira Pradesha. So there, Gopaha, they do not have knowledge about Samudraja Ratnas and all. They have knowledge about Dadhi, Ghrita, what is important to their life every day. That is all that they care about. So they might not know the value of gemstones and things like that because it is not a part of their everyday life. So Gopaha Abhira Deshe Kim Kurvanti Chandrakantam Tribihi Varhataihi Vipananti. So not knowing the value of Chandrakanta money is very, very, very valuable, highly precious gemstone, Chandrakanta money. They sell Chandrakanta money for 3 varatas. Varata is kauri. Okay, I looked for the word in English. It is kauri. Okay, it's I think it is in Tamil we say sori. Okay, so that is what it is in English. So varata refers to sori. Okay. Sori is also samudraja. Okay, but they will trade Chandrakanta for sori because they do not know what a sori is worth and what a Chandrakanta money is worth. So, Abhira Deshe Gopaha Chandrakantam Tribhihi Varataihi Vipananti. They sell this Chandrakanta money for 3 kauris. Okay, so that is how your kingdom is. That is what he is telling Pingalaka. So the idea is there is no proper parikshaka. You have to take up the role of parikshaka, but you are not doing that. Okay. So Chandrakanta is moonstone. Kanduyana refers to actually, Kodayardu we say Tamil. Okay, so scratch basically, yeah. Kanduyana, okay, because there is, in fact, there is a Kalidasa Prayoga also where Kanduyana means to scratch, okay, literally scratching. Here, scratching the ear or just. Okay, so I think we can stop here today and take any questions. What questions are there? I can take questions. Any questions? Otherwise, we can close for today. I don't think there are any questions. So, Arghanti, Arghana means to evaluate. Okay, so they are so Ratnani na Arghanti means they are not properly evaluated. Okay. Their mulya, okay, is not properly evaluated. Astu viramamaha. Varat, Varata, Kauri. Kauri. धन्यवादाः. श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ओम्. We'll meet again next Tuesday.